We have two game-changing AI video tools hitting the market right now, but there is one big question. Which one is actually going to shape how creators make video in the next few years? Is it OpenAI's Sora? Is it Google's latest V2 model? Or is there a smarter move for creators that nobody is talking about loudly enough? Let's take a deep dive and unpack this entire landscape to see what really works for your content strategy. When Sora first leaked, it felt like the future arrived in a shaky, low-resolution Instagram reel. You probably remember those early viral clips, like the weird spaghetti eating video. It was messy, hilarious, and low-key cursed. Then OpenAI dropped the official announcement, and everyone was suddenly like, okay, now we are actually talking about real progress. But it took months for most people to get hands-on access, and that long gap gave competitors plenty of room to flex their muscles. Enter Google's V2, which felt like a massive leap forward compared to their previous experiments. Their first attempts were solid, but certainly not mind-blowing in the way the new models are. Fast forward to the latest V2 demos, and you see that some of these generated clips look absolutely insanely believable. I recently ran a backyard livestream where I compared both of these tools side by side to see which one could fool an audience. Honestly, there were moments where the Google output looked like a real vlogger just grabbed their phone and filmed it spontaneously. The lighting, the handheld camera shake, the little background chatter, it all sells the illusion perfectly. But here's the catch. Raw realism isn't the only metric that creators actually care about when they're building a business. As someone grinding out content to promote products, services, or personal brands, you don't just need a pretty-looking clip. You need clips that actually perform, content that hooks the viewer, drives shares, and converts an observer into a follower. And for that specific goal, there is a whole different set of priorities you need to consider. So let me walk you through exactly what I saw in the live test and how I would suggest you think about this strategically. We started with a noodle eating prompt, and the results were drastically different between the two models. One version felt cinematic and moody, like a scene from a high-budget short film. The other version felt like a genuine travel vlogger chewing noodles in a really relatable, authentic way. The untrained eye might be fooled into thinking it's a real person, which is honestly wild to see. But if you are selling a product, like a kitchen tool or a food brand, which version do you think gets more clicks? Is it the cinematic drama of the first one or the relatable vlogger energy of the second? It all comes down to your specific use case and what your audience responds to. Next, we looked at a coffee shop scene where one model was highly stylistic and the other focused on a lived-in, authentic look. Some comments in the chat were saying the output was clearer and more realistic, and that is a fair assessment. Google has been really strong at nailing that lived-in, everyday look that people love. Sora, on the other hand, tends to lean toward the cinematic, polished, and very intentional framing style. Both approaches are good. They just offer different vibes for different types of storytelling. Then we did a car POV shot and a racing clip, and that is where things got interesting. Sora sometimes felt a little bit like a video game, which isn't bad if that is the aesthetic you are chasing. But it can break the immersion if you are trying to sell the authenticity of your content. V2 nailed certain handheld micro details, but it occasionally fumbled with hands or mouth movements on close-ups. Those weird micro artifacts are still a thing that we have to contend with in these early stages. The audience reaction was totally split, and honestly, that is the entire point of the experiment. Do you want 100% fidelity to reality, or do you want something stylized that tells a better story? And more importantly, are you starting from scratch with a text prompt, or are you trying to squeeze value out of footage you already own? This is exactly where most people miss the obvious strategy. Creating from text is cool, but it isn't always the fastest path. If you already have a podcast, a long-form interview, a live stream, or multiple YouTube videos, the fastest way to scale is repurposing. You do not need to rebuild everything from scratch with text-to-video tools when you have gold sitting in your hard drive. That is exactly where a tool like Vizard shines, by turning your long content into bite-sized viral clips. Let me be clear, Sora and V2 are pushing boundaries, and they are incredibly exciting for making fresh content. But for day-to-day creators and businesses who need repeatable growth, generative pipelines have real headaches. There is the cost, the speed, the inconsistent outputs, and the unpredictable artifacts that make a workflow unreliable. Plus, you still have to handle the social strategy, picking the right moments, adding captions, and choosing thumbnails. Vizard solves that specific problem in a completely different, much more practical way. It isn't trying to recreate reality from a prompt, but rather it is taking the reality you already have and making it count. It automatically finds the high-energy, high-value moments from your interviews or classes, then packages them for social media. That level of automation alone saves you hours of tedious manual editing work every single week. And the scheduling feature? It is massive for keeping your content calendar full without the daily burnout. You set how often you want to post, the AI fills in the calendar, and you are basically on autopilot for your social channels. While some creators are messing with complex prompts and getting inconsistent results, others are quietly building momentum with Vizard. Let's talk limitations. because comparisons without context are honestly just useless noise for your business. Sora and V2 are expensive to run at scale right now, and they often require heavy manual cleanup after the generation. They are incredible for short-form narrative pieces or concept testing, but for dozens of clips per week, they are a blocker. Also, generative models can hallucinate details like logos or faces, which creates massive legal and brand consistency risks. Vizard's approach drastically reduces that risk because you are using your real footage, your real guests, and your real products. And there is the issue of audience trust. People can smell fake content from a mile away. Sometimes a hyper-real AI clip hits the uncanny valley with weird finger movements or off-lip sync, and engagement tanks. When you clip a real laugh or a genuine moment from your stream, that authenticity translates into real trust and shares. Now, I'm not saying to ditch Sora or V2, because they are powerful tools for specific, high-end jobs. If you want a cinematic hero piece or a concept ad where you don't have footage, generative AI is absolutely amazing. But for the daily drip of content that keeps your socials alive, Vizard is the productivity multiplier you need. It really is just about using the right tool for the right job in your workflow. Here's the playbook I used in my test. I let Sora handle the branded teaser concepts for those short stylized commercials. Then, I fed the full live stream into Vizard to auto-detect the best 20-second moments for my daily uploads. The result was powerful. The high-concept shorts drove brand interest, while the authentic clips drove deeper follower engagement. They played together nicely, and that is the secret to a hybrid content strategy. I also want to point out the practical reality of team workflows, especially for solo creators needing speed. Vizard plugs directly into that flow. Upload, auto-edit, schedule, and you are done for the day. So who really gets the throne? It honestly depends entirely on your specific growth goals. If you are building a brand off of single stylized hero pieces, Sora and V2 are powerful contenders. But if you are trying to grow an audience and keep socials fresh, Vizard is the quiet champ that focuses on the grind. Quick aside, if this is helping you even a little, I have been compiling tips and tool breakdowns in my newsletter. It is free, and I drop the best practices and the weird little hacks that actually move the needle for my own business. All right, time for some crowd work. Which clip felt more usable for your brand? The cinematic one or the authentic one? Drop it in the comments and tell me what you are creating, whether it is podcast clips, online courses, or product demos. I will make follow-ups showing how I would set up these workflows and when I would choose one tool over the other. Final thought, tech moves fast, and next week there will be new demos and a fresh batch of hype to deal with. But if you want consistent growth, focus on building systems rather than chasing every single shiny new object. I am torn too, because it is wild to watch what OpenAI and Google are doing, but I have to prioritize my creator hours. If I had to choose, I would be optimizing my repurposing and publishing systems first to get more content out. More clips out means more tests, more audience feedback, and significantly more momentum for your channel. I have more videos on this coming soon, including workflow breakdowns and a behind the scenes of the live test. Peace, and don't sleep on the little wins, because a single viral clip every week beats a perfect short once a month. Just keep creating, experiment with these tools, and find the rhythm that actually works for you.